everyone, Chris here. Welcome to the first video for our Yoga Beginner series. There's going to be more videos to come, so keep your eyes open for that. But if you do enjoy this class, we do teach a beginner's Monday night yoga class at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and those can be done anywhere from anywhere. From your living room to your bedroom. If you're on vacation, doesn't matter. You can Zoom in with us, you can hang out, get a really good class in. Today we're going to work on some basics. We're going to do a lot of deep stretching in the beginning, and then we're going to go through a very small flow consisting of Surya Namaskara A and Surya Namaskara B, which are Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. As we go through, I will do my best to break down the poses and give you the key points that you should be looking for in your own body, because you're going to be at home by yourself or with others, however you are going to be participating, but you need to have the basics and understandings so that way it doesn't result in injuries. We'll start by coming to a comfortable seated position right in the middle of your mat, rooting down through your sit bones, reaching the crown of the head up, elongating the spine, and then just shut the eyes down and bring the focus to your breathing. Breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, pausing at the top, and then breathing out through the nose for a count of 5. Just start to come into the mental state that you need to prepare for your class. On your next inhale with the eyelids still closed, circle sweep your arms up overhead, bring the palms together, and on the exhale, bring your hands down to heart center, that spot right in the middle of your chest. If you have an intention you'd like to set for yourself, please feel free to do so now. On your next inhale with the palms still pressed together, bring the arms up overhead, take your gaze out past your thumbs, and add some length to the spine. Stay for the inhale. And on the exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat, and then reach the right arm over to the left, keeping the right hip down on the ground. Inhale, come back to center, bringing the arm with you. Exhale, bring the right hand down and stretch the left side body. Still keeping the left hip on the mat. Biceps by the ear. Inhale, come back to center, bringing the arm with you. Exhale, bring the belly button to the spine. Hinge forward at the hips. Reaching long with the fingertips and the crown of the head, and if you're able, you can bring your hands down to the floor. If your lower back isn't quite flexible, you can just reach out to middle distance. And also, you can reach for opposite shoulders and just feel that gentle release in the lower back. If you reach for opposite shoulders, elongate your hands once more, and then slowly inhale, rising up, moving through each one of the vertebrae before circling the hands up overhead. And then exhale, roll over the legs, coming into neutral tabletop. That's on your hands and knees with your Shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees, knees hip distance apart. Inhale, shift your gaze forward as you slide your shoulder blades away from your ears and down your spine. Raise your tailbone high for cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round through the spine, push through the shoulders and tuck the chin for cow. Inhale, coming back through cow. And exhale for cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale for cat. Inhale, come back to neutral tabletop and settle into the pose. Reach the right leg out long, pressing the heel back, keeping the toes off the mat, straight from the hip, and then reach the left arm out long in front of you, coming into spinal balance. Keep the belly button moving into the spine, toes pointed towards the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, round through the spine, bring the knee and elbow underneath the body to touch for tricky cat. Inhale for length. Exhale, tricky cat. Inhale for length. And then exhale, tricky cat. Inhale once again to come into length. And then exhale, bring the hand and the knee down to the mat. Coming back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale the left leg out long, right arm out long, coming into spinal balance on the left side. Continue breathing. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, come through for tricky cat. Inhale for length. Exhale, tricky cat. Inhale for length. And exhale, tricky cat. Inhale back out long. Exhale, bring the hand and the knee down to the mat. Inhale, the right arm out to the side, coming straight out of the shoulder. And on the exhale, dive underneath the left, coming down to the shoulder before placing the side of the head on the mat for thread the needle. If you're feeling flexible, you can slide the left hand away from the body, keeping it firmly grounded on the ground. And remember to breathe. If you've extended the left hand, bring the hand back next to the face. Inhale, press yourself up, reaching out with the right, and then twisting from the hips, bringing the right hand up, reaching for the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, bring the hand down to the mat. Inhale the left arm out long. We're going to do the same thing that we just did. Exhale, dive underneath the right, coming down to the shoulder. And if you extended your hand on the other side, you can do so on this side as well. If you've extended the right hand, bring it back next to the face. Inhale, press yourself up, reaching out with the left before twisting from the hips, bringing the left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hand back down to the mat. Now that you're back in neutral tabletop, bring the knees out to the width of the mat or beyond. Big toes touch behind. Press your hips back until they're over your heels. And then slide the hands away from the body until you can bring the forehead down to the mat or wherever your body will let you, coming into child's pose. On your next inhale, lift the head, and then just spider walk the hands over to the left, stacking the right hand on top of the left hand, and then if you can, bring the forehead back to the mat, stretching the right side body even deeper than we did at the beginning of this class. On your next inhale, lift the head, spider walk the hands over to the center, and then exhale, spider walk them over to the right, this time stacking the left hand on top of the right hand before bringing the forehead back to the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Walk the hands in towards the body. And then press down into the tops of the feet to lift the hips and the knees to come back to your neutral tabletop. From here, stretch the right leg out long behind you, keeping the toes on the mat. And then just apply gentle pressure backwards to stretch the calf muscle. Inhale, bring the knee back to the mat. Exhale, extend the left leg and press yourself back for that calf stretch. Inhale, bring the knee back to the mat. Exhale, extend both legs out long, coming out into plank. 3 breaths here. Keep the hips nice and high, belly button moving into the spine to keep the lower back flat. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Bring your arms out to a T, and then bend your elbows, point the fingertips forward, coming into cactus or field goal arms. And on the next inhale, keeping the left arm where it's at, inhale the right leg up, over and behind the left, opening up the left shoulder and left pectoral muscle. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale the left leg up, over and behind the right, opening up the right shoulder and right pectoral muscle. Inhale back to center. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press up to plank. And then exhale, drop the knees, come back to your neutral tabletop. Cross the ankles and come to sitting with the legs out long in front, coming into staff pose. Curl and uncurl the toes. Spread the toes wide and hold it. And then curl and uncurl the toes. Lift the ankles and make small circular movements with the feet. Whatever direction you're going in, reverse direction. And coming back to stillness, bring the heels back down. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching for the shins, the ankles, or if you're feeling flexible, the bottoms of the feet. Belly button moves into the spine. Slight bend in the knees. On the inhale, release the hold. Exhale to come up, bringing the feet with you, soles together, knees out wide, sitting straight up out of the hips. Wrap the hands around the bottoms of the feet. Inhale the crown of the head up, belly button moves into the spine. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching the crown of the head long until you get to the point where you're folded over and your body won't let you move anymore. Once you're there, if it feels good for you, you can tuck the chin and round the spine a little bit. Until you get to that point, keep the spine nice and long though. That means you're right here, you're right here. If it means you're here too. That's fine. Yoga is not about how bendable or flexible you are. It's about quieting your mind and removing the distractions from the day. Inhale and slowly rise back up, moving through the vertebra, protecting the lower back. Keep the right foot where it's at, and then reach the left leg out long, coming about a 45-degree angle from the hip. Inhale the left arm up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hip, reach on the inside of the leg for the shin, the ankle, or the bottom of the foot. Chest stays open to the front. You're stretching the inner thigh, a little bit of the hamstring, and then the inside of the knee and calf muscle. Inhale, release the hold. Exhale, come up, bringing the left foot with you. And then reach the right leg out to the side, coming 45 degrees. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhale, hinge, reach on the inside of the leg for the shin, the ankle, or the bottom of the foot. Relax the shoulder blades, move the shoulders away from the ears. Soften the muscles in the face. Inhale, release the hold. Exhale, come up, bringing the foot with you. And come to sitting with your knees bent, feet planted. Reach the arms out long in front. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, and take all 5 seconds of that exhale to lower yourself down to the mat. Knees stay bent, feet stay planted. Walk the feet in just a little bit towards the body. Bring the hands down along the sides, palms face down. Lift the upper body so you can bring the shoulder blades together like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. Rooting down through the palms and the tops of the shoulders and the bottoms of the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press down through the heels, lift the hips, and come into bridge pose. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, bring the hips back down. Inhale the knees into the chest. Reach the hands in between the knees, grabbing onto the outside blades of the feet. And then bring the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, knees bent, arms on the inside of the knees to come into happy baby pose. In this pose, arms drag the feet down as the feet press up, creating tension in the legs, strengthening the muscles. If it feels good to you, you can rock back and forth, massaging the lower back, playing around with how far you can go to one side before coming back to stillness, releasing the holds on the feet, knees together, bring the hands behind the hamstrings. Take 3 rocks to come up. 1, 2, 3. On your third rock, transition right back into that neutral tabletop. And then extend the right leg out long, coming to the toes. Left leg out long, coming into the toes, coming into plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down for chaturanga or bent elbows. Flip the toes of the feet. Inhale, keeping the thighs off the mat, coming up for upward facing dog. Exhale, shoot the hips up and back as you flip the toes, coming into downward facing dog. And since this is the first downward facing dog of the class, go ahead and pedal the feet out. Stretch the backs of the legs. In downward facing dog, the belly button is still moving into the spine. The shoulder blades are moving away from the ears. They're not crunched up here. They're slid down the back, providing a firm, stable base for the upper body. Coming to stillness, if you're pedaling out the feet, inhale, come up to the tippy toes, bend the knees, shift the gaze forward, step up to the top of the mat, coming into a half lift by flattening the lower back, bringing the fingertips to the shins, and then on the exhale, release and just let the upper body hang heavy, coming into ragdoll. You can let the fingertips dangle down towards the floor. You can reach for opposite elbows. If you take this pose, you can try rocking back and forth, opening up the outside of the hips, and just providing some movement in the lower back and the hip sockets. If you are doing that, come back to stillness. Inhale back up to that halfway lift, and then exhale, fold from the hips, pressing the inner thighs back to touch the toes for full fold. And then inhale, slowly rise up through each one of the vertebrae, circle sweeping the arms up for the up overhead for Urdhva Hastasana, before exhaling and bringing the hands down to heart center. We're going to get into the flow of the class now. We're going to start with 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara A, followed by 1 round, maybe 2, of Surya Namaskara B. Sun Salutation A, Sun Salutation B. Start by inhaling the arms up, exhaling for that forward fold, pressing the inner thighs back, hips back, reaching for the toes, inhaling up to halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to your plank, lower down for chaturanga or bent elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. You'll notice that my thighs are off the mat. I'm using the lower back and the glutes to keep the legs up. Exhale, shoot the hips up and back as you slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes, bent knees, step to the top of the mat for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale once again for the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank. Lower down for chaturanga. Elbows stay sucked into the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders are still moving away from the ears in this pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then inhale, tippy toes, bent knees. Step to the top of the mat for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. That is 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara A. We're now going to Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, pendulum swing your arms forward. As you bend your knees and sink your hips,
coming into fierce chair. Belly button's moving into the spine, shoulder blades are still moving away from the ears, my feet are together. If I lift my toes, I can wiggle them, all the weight is in my heels. Exhale, straighten the legs, folding over, reaching for the toes. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to add something a little bit different to this. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward, bringing it in between the hands, coming into a runner's lunge. Back foot is on the balls of the toe. All of my weight is in my heel. Inhale, come up, right knee is bent. Feet pointed towards the top of the mat, coming into crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot once more. Lift the hips high, step the right foot back. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward for runner's lunge. Again, back foot on the balls of the toe. Front foot, knee is bent, knee is over the ankle. Weight is in the heel. Inhale, come up. When I look down at my knee, the only toe I should see is my big toe. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot. Step the foot back. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes, bent knees. Step to the top of the mat for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. I know we said we'd maybe do 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B, but I think we're going to do some ab work instead. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step back for plank, and then drop the knees coming into your neutral tabletop before crossing the ankles and coming to sit with knees bent, feet planted. Reach the arms out long in front. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and lean halfway back, holding in this halfway position. Inhale, come back up. Rest the arms on the knees. Take 2 breaths here. Reach the arms out long in front once more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lean back, and then this time lift the shins. Now, this is too much for the lower abs. You can support yourself by holding onto the calves or to the shins. But if you can, try to keep the legs up and arms out in front. This is boat pose. One more breath. Stay for the inhale. Exhale. Lower your weight down to the mat. Keep the shoulder blades off the mat. Keep the heels and the legs off the mat. Coming into low boat. Stay for the inhale. Feel that fire burn. Exhale. Bring everything down to the mat. Bend the knees, plant the feet. And on your next inhale, stack the right ankle on top of the left knee. Bring the arms out to a T. And on your next exhale, use the right foot to guide the left knee down to the right side. Take your gaze out over your left thumb. Inhale, bring the knee and the ankle back up. Gaze back to the ceiling. Before exhaling, continuing the motion, keeping the stacked ankle on top of the knee, bringing them both down to the left side. Gaze out over the right thumb. Inhale, bring the knee and the ankle back up. Keep the ankle where it's at. On the exhale, bring the knee and the stacked ankle into the body until you can reach behind the left hamstring with both hands, interlacing the fingers and coming into reclined pigeon pose. Keep the toes flexed to the ceiling. And with each exhale, see if you can move the knee and ankle just a little bit closer to the body, feeling a nice deep stretch on the outer part of the right hip. Inhale, release the hold. Exhale, bring the left foot to the mat, followed by the right foot. Inhale, the left ankle on top of the right knee. Bring the arms out to a T. And as you exhale, use the left foot to guide the right knee down to the left side, taking the gaze out over the right thumb. Inhale the knee and the ankle back up, gaze back towards the ceiling. Exhale, continue the motion, bringing the stacked left ankle and right knee down to the right side, gaze out over the left thumb. Inhale, bring the knee and the ankle back up. Exhale, bring the left foot back down, keep the left foot stacked. And then bring the knee and the ankle into the body, reaching behind the hamstring, coming into that reclined pigeon pose. Inhale, release the hold. Exhale, bring the right foot to the mat. Bring the left foot to the mat. Inhale, both knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around them, thanking yourself for putting in the work. You can rock back and forth if that feels good, massaging the lower back. Before coming to stillness, deep breath in. And then exhale, release, stretch the arms out long up overhead, legs go down to the bottom of the mat before bringing the hands down along the sides, either palm face up to gather energy or palms face down for some grounding. Once you're comfortable, let the eyelids fall heavy and bring your focus back to your breathing. Breathing in for a count of 4, pausing at the top, and breathing out for a count of 5. Nothing more you have to do here in Shavasana, our final pose of the class, except for breathe. If any thoughts come into your mind during this part of the class, that's okay. Acknowledge them for what they are. Simply thoughts. And once you've examined them, let them drift away from you like flower petals being carried down a stream. Take as long as you need here in Shavasana. Pause the video and let it run. There's no rush to get up. But when you're ready, come back to your body by deepening your breathing. Moving on to opening and closing the hands as you curl and uncurl the toes. Inviting small movements back into the body before making small circular movements with the wrists and with the ankles. And on your next inhale, bring both knees into the chest, wrapping your arms around them, thanking yourself one last time for putting in the work. And when you're ready, come back to a comfortable seated position, eyes still closed, facing the sound of my voice. Thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice with me, thereby strengthening the bonds of our community. Until I see you again, stay safe, stay strong, stay warrior strong.